Hey lovelies, welcome back to another video. And for today's video, I want to do a very laid back, kind of reintroducing myself, get to know me, get ready with me video, if that makes any sense. I have had a lot of new subscribers this year, well technically last year because it's the 1st of January that I'm filming this, but I have a lot of new subscribers and I really want to do a kind of reintroducing myself to you guys, and that way we get to know each other a little bit more. I know I have a lot of videos that are coming out that you guys have been enjoying, but I just want to do a really chill video, kind of chat it up, get to know me. Let's talk about a few weird things, really saucy things that have happened, and get to know me questions. And if you guys really enjoy these kinds of videos, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Also, I do a lot of Dollar Tree videos, vlogs, fashion, makeup, all that good stuff. So if you do enjoy that, make sure to hit subscribe as well. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this very spicy and fun video. All right, let's get started. So of course my skin's already prepped and primed. I already have my brows done. And let's go ahead and start with the first question. It's super easy, but what is my name? My name is Yasmin, Y-A-S-M-I-N. I know a lot of people who meet me always pronounce my name wrong. It's either Jasmine or Yasmin or things like that. It's Yasmin. And I try not to correct people anymore. It's just really exhausting. Like if they call me anything else, I just stick with it. Like whenever people, like customers ask me, oh my God, what is your name? So I could tell them, I'm like, my name's Jasmine. They're like, oh, it's Jasmine. I'm like, sure. Tell them Jasmine helped you today. Cause I'm just so tired of correcting people. The next question is, what is your age? I am actually 28, almost 30. I'm gonna be 29 this coming year. And literally, I never imagined my life being the way it is right now at 28. I definitely pictured it going a little bit differently, but I'm not mad at it because I really do love my life. Of course, there are a lot of things that have happened that are very different and that I didn't expect to happen, but so far I'm enjoying being 28, and I hope 29 and going to 30 will be even better. Question 3, what is your sexuality? I am bisexual and I've came out as bisexual, I don't even remember, probably like 10 years now, maybe. But yes, I am a bisexual woman. I love men and women. I am in a very happy relationship with my boyfriend. I am not looking to go anywhere, but yes, I have had relationships with women. I've had relationships with men. And yeah. Next one, what is your zodiac sign? I am a Libra, and I am very much a Libra at heart. I also looked at like my rising and things like that. So I am a Libra, but I also have a little bit of Sag in me, and I'm also a double Libra, so very much a Libra. A lot of the traits that Libras hold, I do think about daily. I am very much that. Obviously, I don't compare with the entire zodiac sign, but a lot of the Libra traits are me. So if you're not into Libras, I'm so sorry, but that is me. I am a Libra. Where are you from? I am actually from Arizona. I don't want to say exactly what city I'm from, but yes, I am from Arizona. I was born and raised here. I have moved to different places a couple of times. I've lived in California and I've lived in Nevada, particularly like around the Reno area. I've lived in very small towns and I've lived in cities. I always come back to my hometown because I feel like that's just where like I'm comfortable. That is where I live. And this city has grown so much. Like when I was a kid, there's so many more stores, there's so much traffic, so much more to shop at. It's like growing every single year, which is insane because I never knew that our city can grow this much. Like, that is crazy. And considering that now we have an Ulta Beauty, which is where I work, like I have always wanted to work for Ulta and I never thought that we would have one in town. I've always thought that was like a kind of like a dream that I would think of, and now it's crazy that we have one. We have a Five Below. Like we got Target a few years ago, and it's just crazy how much our little city has grown. What is your favorite TV show? Oh my God. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I'm really into reality TV and competition shows. Not gonna lie, like Dance Moms is like a show that I rewatch over and over. Like, it's one of my favorite TV shows. Horror themed TV shows. Horror movies are actually my favorite movies to watch. Anything scary, I love the feeling of getting scared. I just love it so much. So those are actually my favorite things to watch in general. Kind of a side note, but one of my favorite TV shows as a kid was Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like, that one was my favorite show, which is the reason why I think I love scary movies, because that show was really creepy, really scary, but I would always watch it even before bed. Like, I was always watching that show. One of my favorites, still one of my favorites to this day. Like, I'm always still watching little clips of it on YouTube, or I'm always quoting a lot of the show. It's one of my favorites. What is your favorite song and or favorite artist? So my favorites when it comes to music really changes quite often, actually. It just depends on my mood, depends on who's coming out with music right now. It just varies a lot. Right now, I'm really into Doja Cat. I love reggaeton, so like Bad Bunny, Raul Alejandro, Karol G. Oh my god, I love her. I listen to a lot of Miley Cyrus as well. I love Miley Cyrus, especially her new album. It's really good, so it's one of my favorite ones. So it just depends on like who's popping and whose music is really good at the moment, because I have a lot of favorite artists. Like right now, I'm not listening to a lot of Ariana Grande, but I do love her music, but only because she hasn't come out with an album in a while that I started listening to a lot of everyone else who has albums out and just listening to music. And really, it just depends on my mood. I don't know about you guys, but it depends on my mood, how I'm feeling, what I want to feel that day. Sometimes I'll put on some oldies, like my good 2000s music. I'll listen to like T-Pain or something, Linkin Park. It just depends on my mood, what I'm doing. Even when I'm cleaning, I have like a really random playlist. Like, I don't know what I want to listen to until I have my music on, if that makes sense. So I have a lot of favorites. Again, it just depends on the mood. Who is your best friend? My best friend is actually my sister, and it's really hard because I can't talk to her every single day, all day, but she is definitely my best friend. She is the person that knows me so well, always makes sure that I was always comfortable. You know, we went through a lot. It's always just been me and her, so we went through a lot when we were kids, and I feel like she and I like can only share things that happen between us, if that makes sense. Like, if we have somebody else's perspective, they're not going to feel what we feel, if that makes sense. So we've gone through a lot. We tell each other basically everything, and she's literally my best friend, and I love her and I miss her. And yeah, my mom is also one of my good friends as well. Obviously, she's my mom, and she's gonna do mom things and say mom things, but she's still my best friend at the end of the day. She's very loving and caring and supportive. She raised us basically on her own, and you know, she's always tried her best to make sure that we live life happy and positively, and to look at the good things in life, and you know, not hold grudges and forgive and just enjoy life. And she's done a really great job at that. But I would also, you know, put her in as like my best friend. What are your insecurities? So I feel like this is gonna go with the question, but I feel like when you're in a really good relationship with somebody that makes you feel good in the inside and out, you kind of forget about things that you're insecure about, if that makes sense. When I was younger, I was so insecure about my nose. I would always get picked on for my nose. My nose was always a topic for people for some reason. Everybody was always so worried about why my nose was so big. Why does my nose look like that? I have a hump in my nose, a little big, and it's also crooked. Long story, a lot of things happened with this nose, and she is still here. So but anyways, I would always get picked on for my nose. Like, I always wanted to have a nose job. I would literally, this is gonna sound really sad, but when I was really going through it with getting picked on with my nose and feeling incredibly insecure, I remember going to bed sometimes and me having my hand pressed against my hump, and I would hear it crack a little bit every now and then, but I would literally go to sleep holding it against myself, praying that my nose would just be straight and smaller and would just be normal. Like, I was so upset about my nose. I hated it so much. I even like thought about going to Mexico and like getting a nose job, because I hated my nose. I hated it so much, and I hated getting picked on for it. Another thing I was really insecure about that I also got picked on was my breasts. Like, a lot of people that were like in my middle school, high school, even elementary school already grew very large breasts, and I was always one that had smaller breasts. And I was always insecure at every time, even when I was as young as 10 years old. I would say, when I'm gonna be older, when I'm 18, I'm getting my boobs done and they're gonna be really big and I'm gonna be so happy and this and that. And, you know, I really don't care anymore, because at the end of the day, you know, all that matters is that I'm healthy and I'm happy, and I don't really care anymore about the size of my breasts. I don't care about my nose. I mean, I get a lot of compliments now on my nose, which is so weird. Like, people being like, oh my God, your nose is so beautiful. I love your nose. And I'm like, is my nose a trend now? Like, I don't get it. But I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it anymore. There isn't a right size for your breasts. There isn't a right look for your nose. Everybody looks different, and not everybody's gonna have the same body. Like, everybody's different. This was the body, this was the face I was given, and I love it. And if somebody's not gonna love it and is gonna hate me for it, I mean, that's kind of their personal problem, because I'm totally fine the way I am. Like, I don't really even care anymore. But yeah, before I would be really insecure about it. I guess one thing that I really don't like is like my feet, because I got my dad's feet. But I feel like the more I take care of them and get my like toenails painted and stuff, the more maintenance I put on it, I feel like I feel better about it. But it's not something that keeps me up at night, if that makes sense. Like, nothing really does. I mean, I don't really care anymore, because I still think that I am a good person inside, and I shouldn't care about what my nose looks like or how small my breasts are. I mean, I'm like a 36C. Like, I'm totally fine that I don't have double D's. I don't have bazungas. Like, I'm totally fine with it. And my man is totally happy with the way everything is. So I don't even care. What are some things that you hate, and what are some things that you like? Right now I can't really think of anything that I hate, really. Besides the obvious things that people should hate. But the things that I do like, I will tell you, obviously, is makeup. I do love creating content. Other random little things that I like, I love Pokemon. I don't care what anybody says. I love Pokemon. I love playing video games. I love cats. I also really like Diet Coke. Kind of random. I am a Diet Coke girly. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh my God, Diet Coke's so gross. Okay, listen. Out of all the diet sodas that I have had, Diet Coke is one of the best diet sodas I've ever had in my life. I don't really do a lot of sugar, and I try to avoid it whenever I can. Obviously, I'll have a little bit of sugar here and there, but I had a pre-diabetic scare like 2 years ago, and I started cutting so much sugar out of my life because I was terrified of being diabetic. Like, that just sounded like not fun, because it's something that you can't really reverse. And I really wanted to stop it before it got worse, and thankfully I did. But I still kind of shorten my sugar as much as I can. So I do drink a lot of Diet Coke if I really want a soda. Diet Coke is my girl. Like, oh my God, I need to show you guys what my coworker got me, actually. My love for Diet Coke really shows, especially when I'm at work, that my coworker had to get me this Diet Coke candle. It literally smells like Diet Coke. It is so insane. I freaking love it. This is the company that she got it from, Vineyard Candle Co. I haven't lit it because I don't want to light it. I just wanted it as decor, but it always looks like I have just an empty Diet Coke can up there, and I don't, I swear. It's literally a candle that smells like Diet Coke. It even has the label and everything, the barcode. So thank you, Alyssa, if you're watching my videos. But she got me this, and she also got me sugar-free chamoy, which I'm very grateful for because I love chamoy. But a lot of that stuff always has sugar, but now I have a sugar-free freaking chamoy. But this Diet Coke should just show you how much I freaking love Diet Coke. Every time I'm at work, I'm on lunch, I even have a Diet Coke for breakfast sometimes. Like, this is my thing. I love it. What is your biggest fear? I fear a lot of things that are gonna be very realistic, but obviously death is something that's kind of scary. Not necessarily for me. I mean, kind of. I am scared of that, but I'm also scared of losing my family members. I never actually lost a family member like that was really close to me. I've lost a couple that, you know, that lived far away, lived in Mexico, things like that I wasn't even close to. But losing somebody who is close in my family, like to me, is something that I definitely fear. I don't ever want to know what that feels like, even though I will one day. I don't want to know, and I don't want to know what that feels like. So I'm like terrified of that. But if we're talking about other random little things that isn't like crazy like that, I would probably say cockroaches. I hate cockroaches. They literally make me very hot. They make me like, I cannot breathe. Like, I want to throw up. Like, I hate them so much. I hate the sound of them getting crushed. I hate the sounds of their crawling little feet. Like, why did they run after me every time I tried to kill them when I was little? That's probably why this trauma came about. It's because every time I killed them when I was little, I lived in not very good homes and not very good neighborhoods when I was a kid, and there was always roaches in our house. One time I opened the toilet and there was a roach in there that could have gone in my little butt, and that's really scary. Like, cockroaches everywhere, and they always scared me. Like, I hate them. They're disgusting. Every time I lived with my aunt as well, she'd always get like the water roaches. Ugh. I always made my grandma go kill it. Like, I could not kill it. I would scream, holler as if somebody's stabbing me. I cannot do it. I hate them with a passion. What are things you don't like about yourself? Well, I try again not to be negative, but I think something I don't like that I should work on is overthinking. I overthink so much, and I always want things to be perfect. And when things don't go my way, or things don't go a way that I'm thinking in my head, I get very, very, very upset. I think this also goes with me being a Libra, how we always want things to be balanced and even, and things to be good and chill. When things are not, it stresses me out. Like, I hate it with a passion. And it's really hard being an operations manager, especially at Ulta, and being a freaking Libra, because I always want things to be perfect, and I always have to plan things. Like, being a successful operations manager, you always have to be like prepped and planned ahead. Like, you have to know what you're doing like a month to 2 months from now. Like, you have to know way ahead. And if I am not ahead on my work, it stresses me the fuck out, because I need to be ahead and I need things to be perfect. And I do like to take my time on things. I don't like to do like certain resets and just do it really fast and just not clean it or make it look nice, because that's the point of doing resets, is to make it look pretty and beautiful and new. And if it's not, it stresses me out. But I'm also very, very, very hard on myself, and that's something that I'm still trying to work on, especially in my line of work, where again, I can't always have things be perfect and things go the way that they are going to go, because that's never the case. Like, it's 99% not the case. Like, I just need to not be hard on myself, because then when I feel like something isn't done to the best of my ability, or if something looks bad, I literally get really pissed off at myself. And I don't know, I guess that can also be a good thing, because I feel like that's what makes me a really good worker, and it makes me very passionate about things, because I do hold a lot of passion, and I hold myself and my work to like hold myself very, very, very high on those kinds of things. And I just don't like things to look bad. Okay, I just like things to be even and balanced, and that's like one of the things that I need to work on. But I will try my best to not be very hard on myself, because at the end of the day, if something doesn't work out, you know what? That's life, and I tried my very best. So I need to learn to stop doing that. Last question is actually very interesting. It's, have you ever had an online relationship? Actually, I kind of did, but kind of didn't. I've actually had 2 relationships. One of them was with a girl. We weren't like in a relationship. We were kind of in like a, I don't know what it's called. So we went to school together for a little bit in this one school in Vegas, right? And we found each other, I think it was on Twitter, and we were always flirting with each other and talking to each other and like calling each other bae and things like that, when like bae was a thing. But we never did anything, but there was always some sort of something every time we spoke to each other, but it was never a relationship, if that makes sense. But I was really into her, and I felt like she was into me, but we never really did anything about it. So it wasn't really a whole relationship. This other one, oh my god, I'm literally gonna give you guys the tea right now. So I was talking to this guy, and I should really be drinking wine for this, or doing something while I tell you this story, but I'm just gonna tell you anyways. This is a YouTube exclusive, okay? I don't even think I've told my coworkers this, but if you're watching, then you're about to listen to this tea right now. But I don't remember what. I think it was when I first moved back, or before I left to move with my ex. I don't remember what the time frame was for this. No, it was definitely before, because I was talking to this guy and I was talking to my ex at the same time. So isn't that very Libra of me, like talking to 2 different people? It was definitely before I went with my ex. So I was talking to this guy on, I think it was Twitter. I'm pretty sure it was Twitter. He was from Texas, and I thought he was really cute. You couldn't fully see his like face now that I think about it, but I guess he was like really cute or whatever. And he was from Texas. He was about my age, and very different lifestyle from me. I was very like, I'm going to work, I'm going to school, like I'm getting my shit together kind of thing. He was very much like, I'm working, but I'm also gonna party every fucking weekend. Like, he was always partying. Like, our likes and stuff were very different, but we still had some sort of connection, always had things to talk about. It was definitely more on the sexual side, if that makes sense. I never fully sent nudes, but I did send things, if that makes sense. And yeah, so it was very that, to the point where I was almost planning to visit him in Texas. Yeah. So anyways, I was talking to him for a while, and I think that was kind of like an online relationship, but it wasn't a relationship, if that makes sense. We were just talking a lot and we were really into each other, and it was very sexual. So it was more like that. It wasn't anything more, anything less. And I tried calling him a couple times, and the only thing weird with that is that I would only call him when I was drunk. Like, I was that girl that always called the boyfriends or called the exes when I was drunk. Like, that was very me when I was first 21. By the way, I was 21 when all this happened. I forgot to mention that. I was very, very, very young. So yeah, I was 21 when I was talking to him, and yeah, I was really into him. And at the same time, I was going to parties and stuff too once in a while when I first 21. Well, not parties, but I would go out to the club, and which is where I met my ex, which is when I kind of stopped talking to this guy because I was so conflicted. I didn't know what I wanted. So if I wanted to go with this guy who I never met before, or go with this guy, which is my ex, who I also barely know. But since he was there, that's who I went with, and then I stopped talking to this other guy. Yeah, that's basically the 2 online relationships, technically, that I had. Oh my god, do you guys want to know more tea? I just thought of this just now, and I don't think I've ever spoken about it. But listen, I was not ready to talk about my sexuality when I got my first girlfriend, who I loved, by the way, and she had to move, right? So I was really upset about it, but I still wanted to, like, I don't know, just show us off in a way that didn't make sense. This is not making sense the way I'm talking. Anyways, what we did was we made a profile for her using another guy's picture, and I would lie and say that that was my boyfriend when in fact it was my girlfriend, if that makes sense. And it was like a picture of some random dude. I don't remember. I think we called him Chris. I don't fucking remember. But people would think like, oh my god, he's not real, this and that. Like, is he really a boyfriend? I'm just like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. He's from Vegas. Like, I was so about that. I don't fucking remember why I did that. But I remember we were on like Facebooking each other and like writing on like our statuses and stuff, and always tagging each other like, oh my god, I love you, and this, I love Chris, and this and that. When it wasn't even Chris. Like, I don't even know who the fuck this guy was. I don't even know how I got a picture of some dude. Low-key was really cute. Like, it was a picture of a cute guy. Like, whatever. And yeah, that's how we would like kind of express our love to each other, is her using this fake profile and me just being like, oh my god, I have a cool boyfriend, when it wasn't even my boyfriend. Like, I have no idea who the fuck this guy was. So that was kind of random also. Does that count as an online relationship? I don't think so. It was just us like pretending in a way, so like our parents didn't find out. I don't know. I don't think I've ever said this out loud. And that basically brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this little bit more laid back, get ready with me, kind of getting to know me. Again, like I mentioned, I know I have a lot of new subscribers, and I just wanted to do a kind of new year reintroducing myself kind of video to you guys, and I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you want to see an actual Q&A or a more in-depth get to know me, I'd be so down to do that. So let me know what you guys want to see next, and I hope this year brings you a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and you get a lot of what you want in life this year. And I hope we achieve some goals this year as well together. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for sticking through to the end, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.